So you were able to help the client restructure their debt from $65,000 a month down to $25,000 a month.
Yep.
Saving $40,000 a month in loan payments.
Yeah.
Which is $480,000 per year. Plus, he was able to hire 2 more employees.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, it's me, Sonny, here with CFP TV, and today on The Real Deal, we're talking with one of our videos, Steven Graff, about a real transaction that he closed and helped a real business owner. So, Steve, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
So there was a transaction that you recently closed for a business that we want to discuss today and learn a little bit about the strategy and how it impacted the business.
Yeah.
So just jumping right in, could you tell me a little bit about the business that you helped?
Yeah, so this company, mostly they do like business to business sales, doing like precision painting and powder coating for the automotive industries and various other industries.
Oh, okay, interesting. And most of our clients are referred to as commercial finance partners. Was this a referral?
Yeah, it was. So it was actually referred by a previous client who was this client's brother. I worked with him back in 2019. We restructured his balance sheet with an SBA loan, refinanced some debt, and I guess his brother owned a business as well and needed some, was in a similar scenario where he needed to refinance some debt, so we referred him over to me.
Well, that's interesting because you did a great job for the brother. And so his own brother said, hey, I have a specific need. The first thing he thought of was you, Steven Graff, at Commercial Finance Partners. So that's always a good sign.
Yeah.
You did a good job, first of all. And so when you first started speaking with this client, could you take us through a little bit of that first conversation, what kind of questions you might have asked them?
Yeah. So, typically we'll just schedule like a 30, 45-minute call, which essentially that call's just kind of getting to know the business, what kind of work they do, we'll get to know what they're doing as far as revenue and what kind of assets are in the business and essentially what the goal is for them from a financing standpoint. And
is that a very in-depth conversation? Or more high level?
It's more high level initially. We do like to get all the details, like what kind of debt they have, like how many different loans and like things along those lines. But mostly that's high level. And then if everything sounds good and a good fit from there, we'll go ahead and start requesting documents to get more into the details.
Okay, understood. So the first call, just for the viewers out there, is a very high level discussion, understanding the background, a little bit about the revenue.
Yep.
How they operate, but as you said, ultimately trying to figure out what they're trying to do.
Yep.
Right. In this case, you said debt restructuring. So at that point, first conversation, did the client come in with a specific strategy in mind? Did you come up with a strategy?
Well, yeah. So he had a good amount of equipment debt that was on shorter term, like 3 to 5 years. So his monthly debt service was pretty high, and essentially he was looking to restructure it so he could get things on a longer term with a lower like monthly debt service.
So he had high payments.
Yeah, I think his debt service when I first spoke with him was around like $65,000 a month.
Really? Okay.
And essentially we went through through the spreads and underwritten it, and I think ultimately with the refinance, his monthly payment was down to like $25,000.
Okay, from 65 you said down to about 25,000.
Yeah.
So that sounds like that's a key factor in how you determine the strategy because the current loans were probably more shorter terms, maybe even higher interest rates. And what you're saying is the SBA loan was longer terms. So it reduced his monthly debt service.
Exactly.
Monthly payments.
Yeah.
Wow. And so, okay, so now at this point, you've identified the strategy. All right. What's the process like to get from, okay, you got phone call, you got documents, you got it processed. How do you get now to the next step?
So typically we work with our internal underwriting team. We'll have all the data processed into our system and allows us kind of underwrite it and streamline essentially and structure the transaction to what things will look like and ultimately identify who the best lender is going to be for something like this.
And now this is a specific type of situation. So does that dictate how you determine which lender it is, or what is using that process?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So for this scenario, he kind of struggled a bit through COVID. So historically, his cash flow wasn't that great. There wasn't really enough there to service the loan. But luckily, there was enough assets within the business to secure the loan and do it on a projections basis of what their projected future revenue is going to be. So in a scenario like that, there's really not too many lenders that'll do transactions of that nature. So really kind of narrowed down who we're going to work with at that point.
That's a very interesting concept that he just brought up, that this was specific to something called a projection-based loan, which not many lenders do. So part of the process at CFP is to identify all the characteristics of the deal, but then determine which are the best lenders to match up with. And there's only a few, not even a few, really just a couple of lenders that maybe even would do a projection-based loan. So you uncovered all of the details and then figure out the right lender. And once you get to the lender, what's your role in the process once you have the client with the lender?
Yeah, so we work with the client through the whole process. We'll work with the client through underwriting with the lender. So typically there's going to be calls with the underwriter where it's going to be like an hour or two long call where they really kind of get into the details of the business. And so we're always a part of those calls, working with the client. And once it's approved, we'll work with them through closing, make sure that we have all the correct documents submitted to the closer. And
Okay, and during that process, there's usually some ups and downs. Was there any unexpected challenges? Anything come up in the process that was hard to overcome?
Yeah, so for this specific client, when the lender went to pull the SBA number, it turned out there was a previous default on an SBA EIDL loan, which was a disaster loan that they took out during COVID, and it was 12 months of deferred payments, and I guess they didn't realize that the payments started again, so the SBA flagged it, and at that point it's ineligible for SBA since there was a previously default. So essentially we had to help them get in contact with the right people at the SBA to bring it up current and satisfied and get it eligible, essentially.
And that's going above and beyond because you actually had to help him solve a problem he didn't know how to solve himself.
Yeah.
Right, by going to the actual SBA office, with a phone call, but reaching out to the right person at the SBA to handle a problem that he wasn't even aware of. Yeah. With this EIDL, past payment due.
Totally.
And so bottom line for the client, can you sum up what the loan actually did for this client?
Yeah, so it refinances debt. Like I said before, it increased or decreased his monthly debt service drastically. It also allowed him to get some additional machines as well, so he can start generating some more revenue, take on some additional employees, and left with some cash for working capital as well.
So you were able to help the client restructure their debt from $65,000 a month down to $25,000 a month.
Yep.
Saving $40,000 a month in loan payments.
Yeah.
Which is $480,000 per year. Plus, he was able to hire 2 more employees.
Yeah.
He said, and he eliminated that problem he was unaware of, which was the EIDL that was in default.
Yeah.
All under a 10-year SBA loan.
Yep, that's right.
Wow. So that had a very strong impact on his business. I mean, how does that make you feel, knowing that you helped an actual business, not just the business owner, but their employees and everyone else involved? I mean, what does that do for you?
Yeah, I mean, it feels good. It's always nice when you can help a business out, and at the end of the day, they have the day-to-day to worry about, and if they're worried about how they're going to make their monthly payments and stuff, it's a lot. So it's nice to help clear that up for him. He can focus more on the day-to-day operations and growing the business as opposed to just the finance side.
Well, Steve, I want to thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
And for those of you watching out there, these are real deals. Again, this is the real deal here on CFP TV. And today I had Steven Graff discussing how he helped a business owner restructure their debt, hire employees, and put themselves on a much better financial position going forward. So if you or one of your clients have a need that's very similar sounding to what we did here for this client, reach out to us. Steve's information will be in the comment section below. Follow us here, hit a like, and stay tuned for more content like this here on The Real Deal on CFP TV.